Okay, so now every couple of years or so, I always seem to get really addicted to just like one or two rhythm games. 2005, Dance Dance Revolution Mario Mix. 2007, Guitar Hero 3. 2012, Just Dance Disney Party. So for this year's rhythm game that I've grown addicted to, I was kind of shocked to learn that it's... Wear Your Pants. Friday Night Funkin' is a fairly new open source rhythm game that can be downloaded right off of the internet, and it is awesome. The gameplay is pretty similar to something like Parappa the Rapper or Dance Dance Revolution or like 4 other rhythm games that I can't think of right now because, I mean, it's even got the arrows, so you know, yeah, it's kind of similar. It is crazy how much this game is popping off right now, but like, I'm so old, man. I didn't even know this was a thing until like 2 weeks ago when I was chatting with a friend of mine and he just casually mentioned how good this game was, and I'm just sitting there like, yeah, so have you ever had a Wonder Ball? So I decided to do what any curious 27-year-old does in this situation. I Googled it. Wow, look at that, she still has no pants. I knew from the moment that I saw this fiery-ass logo staring at me with its bright pink and white color scheme right in my retinas that I had to try out this game. So I hopped right on my computer right as I got home from work, went to the website, pretty much just ignored every single prompt that popped up, and then I downloaded it immediately. This is Friday Night Funkin', and I am Jacob. Let me be the first person on the entire internet to tell you that, oh my god, I love this art style. It kind of has that old 90s grungy rough animation style like Rugrats or something. Yeah, I realize it's just called Rugrats Grunge. This game has a level structure that's labeled as weeks. Now, each one of these weeks has 3 different difficulty options to pick from, which is kind of cool, especially since this game is free. Have I mentioned that? This game is free! Whenever I first downloaded this game, I decided to, you know, just click through all the prompts that popped up, wasn't really too worried about it, and I said, yeah, no thanks, I'd rather just get my jams on. But then the second I opened up the game and I played the tutorial, I think this is the first time that a tutorial on a video game has sold me on the game. The thing I like the most about it is that it doesn't treat you like some stupid baby dumbass who's never played a rhythm game in their entire life. No, it actually has an entire separate track that just uses it for the tutorial. And it's banging as hell!
Left, right, left, right.
That's how you do it.
It's so cool that the directions for the tutorial are actually incorporated into the song, and it's just so snappy and quick, man. Like, if you haven't guessed, I really like tutorials that don't waste my time. I'm out of breath from running away from the microphone still. This is the perfect example of a perfect way to get someone into your game because it's quick, it's effective, it leaves me wanting more while also teaching me the basics of the gameplay while also not being overly drawn out and boring. I'm looking at you, Twilight Princess, and your dumbass goat herding.
Daisy. Is that a good girl? Are you a good girl? Are you a good girl?
So I bet you're all out there wondering, Jacob, what's the story for a game like this? I don't know. What's the story for a game like this, Daisy? So, you play as this guy named Boyfriend, and all you want to do is sing some banging tunes to your main girl here, but their parents, who happen to be literal demons for some reason, I don't really know why, I'm not Wikipedia, don't approve of you and instead want you at a girlfriend's life. Well, obviously, you're boyfriend, and you're not dealing with that shit, so instead, you challenge Daddy Penis Face over here to a sing-off to prove your love to girlfriend, who's over here, and you humiliate him because you're boyfriend, damn it. And then you fight off more people throughout the coming weeks, including Skeleton Boy, an assassin hired by Daddy Penis Face, and the aforementioned lady with no pants, aka girlfriend's mother. This game is essentially a boss rush mode of people who don't really want you to kiss your girlfriend, and I gotta say, I kinda dig that. I actually think I can kinda relate to Boyfriend here. I mean, meeting your girlfriend's parents for the first time is always kind of a terrifying experience for a young boy who's 14, and maybe this game is trying to reference that fact by having them be actual demons, and but I'm not gonna lie, her parents kind of remind me of my first girlfriend's parents, because I remember her mom also looked like a knockoff 80s porn star, and her dad always looked like he wanted to hurt me. I hope he doesn't watch my videos. Alright, so that's in the backstory, but how does Friday Night Funkin' play? Friday Night Funkin' is not the easiest game in the world, but I think that also depends on what kind of player you are. Like for me, I want to pummel the opponent. I don't want to just barely win, so whenever the health bar looks like this, I'm a happy boy. Whenever the health bar looks like this, I'm a pissy boy. Even though I'm still technically winning, it still kind of feels like I'm sucking it hard, and honestly, I felt like I was doing real good up until about week 2, and then old pumpkin face and bony dick put me in my place. It kind of felt like the first time whenever I played F-Zero GX back in the day, because the first level of that game just kind of shows you the ropes of the game, while the second level tries its best to give you carpal tunnel. So because I was having some difficulties during normal mode, I had to do what every Fate gamer does. Turn on easy mode. So like I said earlier, Friday Night Funkin' has 3 different difficulty options to pick from. Easy, normal, and wants to break Jacob's fingers. Easy mode is a nice little walk in the park. It gets players who aren't exactly experienced in the rhythm game, and it eases them into it while still providing enough of a challenge that it doesn't really bore the crap out of you. This is what I played on for the most part in the beginning because my fingers just, they were not ready for the rhythm. But after a while, I was actually getting to the point where I was getting pretty sweet on easy and normal mode, and I decided to try out some hard mode. That was a mistake. Nope. I can't believe that this is even called hard mode. This feels like this should be the mode that you unlock after you beat the game on very hard mode. So after you go through weeks 1 through 4, you've now reached week 5, the apex of the storyline. Girlfriend's mommy and daddy have had enough of you and your do not disturb t-shirt, and for some reason they invited you down to a mall to face off once and for all. The place is all decked out. Boyfriend's got on his winter clothes, which by the way, nice touch by the artist. I like that. And girlfriend's parents are holding Santa hostage for some reason. Yeah, sure. So you have a grand fight to the death to 2 songs called Cocoa and Eggnog, and then all of a sudden Lemon Boy here appears out of the background out of nowhere as the final boss, and at this point I'm just kind of like, yeah, this all makes sense. This has got to be the thing that I like the most about this game. Friday Night Funkin' has such an unapologetically large amount of creativity, and instead of just sitting around wondering if they should just throw an idea into the game, they just did it. And I respect that. I mean, I should probably take that mentality whenever I'm making videos. I mean, have you seen my upload schedule? And this is a rhythm game with a story? Like an actual story that I'm interested in and not Waluigi stealing a key to whatever the fuck? And then they just go off the freaking wall here in week 6, which takes place inside a dating simulator for the PS1? What? Senpai is over here talking about gargling balls, and all I could think of was, whew, that guy's having a fucking good Friday night, am I right? Ugh. So, I've somehow gone on this long without mentioning it yet, but let's talk about the music in this game.
3, 2, 1, go!
Friday Night Funkin' has some of the most addictive musical charm that I've ever experienced in a video game. From the amazing throwback to 90s hip-hop that is the song Fresh. To the absolutely G-rated 80s time that is the song Satin Panties. This game has a little bit of every genre tossed in this like big mixing bowl, and then they grabbed the funkiest whisk they could find out of the batch and just went to town on that bitch. It is like super rare for me to constantly, and I mean constantly, have a song stuck in my head from a video game, but there's an easy like 4 songs on this list of tracks that just will not leave my brain. Taylor Swift, more like Taylor Swift passed her newest album on Spotify and listen to this. Now, who wrote this crap? You got songs like MILF, which is this upbeat, intense track that makes you know that mommy means business. And then you got Senpai, which is this lovely dating sim kind of song that makes you feel like everything's gonna be fine right before it immediately turns not fine. And then you got Pico's hip-hop songs that take place right in the city next to the railroad track. And man, as a guy who grew up in the middle of Nowhereville in southern Indiana right next to all the corn, you can imagine, whew, this one really hit home for me. Along with this harmonized mix of electronic sounds, they've somehow taken just like general mouse sounds, like things like E and O, and they've turned them into musical instruments, and it's like incredible, man. This music is so catchy, and honestly, the amount of times that I've caught myself humming Satin Panties at work while I'm trying to design a logo for some guy is starting to worry me a little bit because it's all just so good. this game really surprised me. Like, I thought this was just going to be some random new wave flash thing that everyone got addicted to for a week and then completely forgot about, and I just never caught on or cared about it. But honestly, I think this is one of the best games I've played so far this year, and it didn't cost me $70, NBA 2K21. The art style reeks of creative energy, the music is incredible, there's lore that I want to know about, who's Lemon Man? And there's a huge modding scene for this game too, since the game itself is completely open source. There's a crap load of really cool mods out there already. Someone even made one that includes rapping Mario from that Mario Pinball Land commercial. Rapping Mario! Dad, they finally did it! And the best part about all this is, this game just keeps on growing. Like, they just released Week 7 not too long ago, which features everyone's favorite Newgrounds mascot, Tank Man, and with that, we got 3 new songs, a fully animated cutscene? I'm sorry, what? And honestly, I don't know if I can fully pin down what my favorite thing about this game is. I mean, because you got the lovable characters, you got the music, the art style, like that sweet ass logo. It's all wrapped up in one completely beautiful package, and I cannot believe that this cost me like not much money at all. There's also this really cool Kickstarter that just happened, where they were trying to raise $60,000 so they can release a more complete version of this game with online play, more levels, more animated cutscenes, and more. That's crazy to me. You know, come to think of it, I actually haven't even checked to see how they did. Let's see if they got enough money. Yeah, I think they made it.